Vintage Life Girl here with coffee and vintage. Unfortunately, as you can see, I don't have coffee again. I haven't bought a new coffee pot yet because I heard from a little birdie I might be getting one for Christmas. So next time I will have coffee though, even if it's from Starbucks. I know, what a sacrifice. Anyway, today's episode is on this tin. And I found this at a junk shop on the way back from Eastover. And I thought the shop looked really cool. So of course we had to turn around and go check it out. I saw this and I knew that it was fairly old because it's really research that I've done. I've determined that it's from around the 50s, which makes it almost 70 years old. And I looked at the inside of the lid and I could see some letters. I could make out gray and I could see two N's at the end of it. So I typed that in and I got some results, and I found that it is from the Grey Dunn Biscuit Company, and which is from Scotland. So this company originated in 1862 based on royal warrant from Queen Victoria. She wanted the factory there to have sweets and treats and biscuits and different things for all of the people of Scotland. So I thought that was pretty cool. The company was there for 139 years. It stood in Glasgow, Scotland. And like I said, they made treats for everyone in Scotland. During the war, they made a special treat for the soldiers called hardtack, and it was called hardtack because it had to sit in water for an hour before you could eat it. And I'm guessing that was just because of the conditions and everything. They wanted to make sure that they could actually have a chance to eat it. But yeah, they were there for 139 years. I have some notes over here just to make sure I'm getting everything straight. In 1936, they started making a really popular treat called Blue Ribbons. And that was one of their most famous candies. It was a chocolate biscuit with a crisp wafer heart covered in a thin layer of milk chocolate. And that was like I said, one of their most popular treats. But they made lots of different kinds of things, and I wish I could tell what was in this can. I don't know, there's no indication of what kind of treat was in here, but I think that would be really cool to know what it contained. But anyway, the company was really popular. It lasted for quite a while. Around 1997, they started having some trouble, and they actually got bought out by they had a management buyout because they were a big company for a while. They did business and they sold products to huge companies like Nestle and different European companies, and they would have it in the grocery stores and all over the place. But when they got bought out by an independent management, they became a private company and no longer could use the same names, Blue Ribbon or anything like that was associated with the bigger companies. So eventually they just couldn't afford to do as much production. And they did receive almost, 1.5 million. I think that's what they received around 2000, the year 2000. But it just wasn't enough. They had a large fire and it destroyed their production line. So they were just up against all kinds of odds. And in 2001, they ended up closing their doors. And it was sad because several generations of people had worked there. And so it was a sad day for them. But the factory sat there for several years, and before they actually tore it down and turned it into something else. But lots of people had gone in there and spray painted and tagged the walls and things like that, and they actually enjoyed it and said it was an expression of art and different things. So several photographers and videographers have been in there and have taken photos and videos of the factory before they ended up tearing it down. Most of them are with it in shambles. I mean, it's in pretty bad condition, but they eventually ended up tearing it down, and so it is no longer there. But I just thought that was such a cool story that the whole thing originated based on a demand or a desire from Queen Victoria in 1862, so that the company stood there for 139 years. I just thought that was really cool. I think it is cool that this is kind of a piece of their history. This is a legit tin. But anyway, if you guys want more information, I'll include the link so you can check it out for yourselves and see some of the pictures, because it's a pretty neat building. Also, if you're interested and you like the videos, hit subscribe below. And you can check out more photos, products, and all kinds of stuff at my website, avintagelife13.com. You can also follow me on Facebook at avintagelife13. Thanks, guys. Bye.